Those are some big doors. Oh, those are really, really big doors. Other ships are kind of small though. Why do you need ships? Huh? Is it? Oh. Yes, welcome back everyone to Critical Rocket. This is the first of the big boys. Now, this is what's known as a Redeemer. This is kind of special in Star Citizen, and possibly in gaming history, maybe not, I'm not sure. You could probably quote me wrong on this. But this is actually a ship made by the community that was added to Star Citizen. I believe it was last year they ran an event called the next Great Starship. Basically, the group of teams were tasked with creating, within the CryEngine, an entirely new ship that could be added to Star Citizen, and this is the winner of the competition. It was quite an interesting competition. There was a lot of very cool designs, and obviously, unfortunately, only one could win. And it was this one, the Redeemer. Now, this is I believe it's a type of combat dropship gunship. So this is the first of the multi-crew ships. Now, multi-crew ships are interesting because in the world of Star Citizen, if you want to fly a ship like this, it's not like other games where you're just the pilot and everything else is just kind of like you could press the F keys and switch around positions, or you could have AI like handle all that. Like if you want like something handling engine repairs and stuff like that, that's just done on like behind the scenes by pressing a hotkey. No, you actually need people on board these ships. So, like turrets, for instance, unless you have someone manning the turret, it isn't going to work. It isn't going to fire at anything. And that goes for other systems as well, medical and engineering and tactical, all those kind of things, all those kind of Star Trek kind of things. They're all real player positions on bigger ships, and the ships do get bigger than this, trust me. There are some colossal ships coming into Star Citizen that will need a crew of dozens of players. We are talking capital scale here, you know, nothing small. So this is how you get it in. Without being killed by the dog coming out. So this is getting in. There's quite a few elements to this that actually work. So basically, this is where your Marines or your assault team or whatever would be sitting. I don't think you can actually sit in these seats yet, but they'd be sat down here while the rest of the crew are up in the other sections. Obviously this is like, you know, equipment lockers and stuff. Although this doesn't work very well, but this seat, if you use it, will actually take you into the lower gunner's seat position. It does have an animation for getting out, but not for getting in. It kind of clips you through the ship at the moment, unfortunately. Now, up here is one of your main... basically, this is your main deck, and you can close most of the doors inside. So this is obviously engineering. Will there be monitoring systems? You can see the screen shows the Redeemer's shield status and probably energy status. So you'd actually have a player who in the future will be manning these kind of consoles, and they'll be operating different systems, activating fail safes, you know, improving, you know, this, that and the other. And I'm pretty sure you can close this door as well. Obviously this is your kitchen area, because you're going to eat and drink. You know, there's even hot and cold registered on there for the tap. You got your cooker, your oven, you got your obviously a couple of little bits and pieces. I think this also doubles as medical, so this is like I think this is a med bay as well. I think this table is sort of multi-use. I don't think you can sit on any of these chairs. Now this is operated not very well, but if I press that, you'll actually see this is how you get to the gunner seat. So that's how it would go up, and then once it's back up there, yeah, it's back up there now. Okay, so if I press that, so we need a gunner, the door opens, and you press use, and just like getting into a fighter, it's just, you know, you get the animation, and away you go. So someone's role on this ship could be is that, you know, during a mission, you're in this sort of seat here, and this is your view. You know, it's pretty narrow, but obviously when you're flying, you will actually be able to turn the entire turret like 360 or however many degrees it has, fire its weapons, and you know, you're going to keep an eye on maintenance there, and all the bits and pieces. I don't know if I can get an outside view. Yes, I can. Right, so there you go. Zoom out a bit.
Please check with the landing attendant for fuel.
Here you go. So there's the two kind of guns, very similar to what the Super Hornet has on its turret, and yeah, so it's the kind of view he has. You're quite high up in the ship, right near the back. So we can exit out of this. it's very slick animations. I'm not sure if sometimes the animations might get in the way when things get a bit hectic and you're like, come on, you fucking ship, you know, I just want to get out of the seat, you know, before like, it explodes. So we can put that up there. This is not a toy, this is actually the cargo bay area. It's possible to jump in here, but it's difficult to get out. You kind of have to do a magic trick where you sort of clip into the toilet, and I'll show you that in a second. This is a shower. Is a space shower. You get wet and get clean, so there we go. And then we have space toilet. Toilets are not going to evolve very much, you know, in the future. The actual ergonomic design has long since been perfected, but you can sit on your space toilet, and you can have the door open just to annoy people, and yeah, and your space sink. And it is glorious. Now, hopefully, I'm kind of hoping the game doesn't have a Sims, you know, bladder meter, so I was like, I always need to go for a piss. Now, these are your beds / escape pods. Now, if you get claustrophobia, this is really going to freak you the fuck out. Now, I can't move my head around in here, so you just kind of stare at the ceiling. But basically, beds in the ships kind of act as save points for when you want to log out in deep space, and you're going to be safe. As far as I'm aware, there's a PvE mode, so you know, if you just log out, I don't think you're going to get ganked by other players. So yeah, if we exit this and head down, so this is the captain's chair. Captain. There you go. Aegis Dynamics are the designers of this very cool looking spaceship. So let's jump in there. So the other thing is, it carries marines, and that means not only like sort of space kind of assaults, also ground-based assaults. Because yes, you will be going planet-side. At some point in this game. They have sort of promised a ground-based element, so you could be taking players to attack other players' facilities or NPC facilities, or maybe you're just doing a mission and you're taking some NPCs to a location to attack. So this is the full view outside. As you can see, very big. It shares, it kind of in an odd way, even though it's a different company, shares a similar kind of tail design to the Hornet, even though the Hornet's anvil, but yeah, you've got these huge engines on each side. You can see the sort of energy. I don't know, I guess you could say like thrusters there, I guess. They're sort of manoeuvring thrusters. When it's in flight, apparently they'll sort of open up and they'll change their positioning based on the inputs from the pilot. Once again, some great little design work here. You've got a little bit of rust on the top. Obviously this ship is designed to look a bit more well worn and used. I'm not quite sure what that is. It could be a weapon. There could be weapons on the side. I'm not entirely sure. I believe it's got two sort of dorsal guns as well next to the turret. But obviously this thing isn't meant to be, you know, doing so much strafing and such as just getting troops in and out. So it's probably got, you know, pretty decent armor, and it's going to have a fair amount of maneuverability, so it can avoid incoming fire. But yeah, it's very cool. I like the sort of dull sort of, I guess you could say it's sort of metallic green. You can sort of see a clipping issue there. You can see inside the ship. I'm sure that'll be patched at some point or another. There's obviously some kind of camera there on the top. Hello. It's cool because it actually reflects the hangar. Yeah, so we go in there. So it has, you know, for all the cool guys out there, it's got like a tinted window, so the pilot can't be seen. I guess maybe that's for like snipers or something, maybe so they can't see the pilot just to fire through. Or maybe it's just a design choice, who knows. Whee! So yeah, that is the Aegis Dynamics Redeemer. In fact, I thought actually I had Redeemer written on it somewhere inside, but it's kind of interesting. So yeah, not quite sure what this is. So I assume that's something to do with docking, maybe on like larger stations. It's like an umbilical. Yeah, it's a big heavy sounding thing. Obviously there's not as many sound effects, not all the ships are sort of sound effect ready yet, but that's one of the few that's in the game. So yeah, there will be more big ships coming now. I've got, top of my head I can think of is the Freelancer and the Constellation are two of the big ships I'll be able to do videos of. Outside of them, I'm not really sure if there are any others. Oh, there might be a Retaliator at some point that I can do a video of. But yeah, those wheels look a bit weird, don't they? They look kind of plastic. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you like this. Please comment. if you want to see me flying this around in Arena Commander proper, you know, trying to shoot some Vandal or racing, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do that. So thanks for watching everyone, and have a good one. Critical Rockets signing out.